Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Tuesday morning, Tuesday the 25th of June 2024. It is 06:44 and I have just gone through Guildford. I am going into the office today. The usual excuses to not want to go to the office kicked in. It's just me being me, the usual existential dread, and of course, because I am going into the office today, I couldn't sleep last night. It's always the way. Don't know why. Everything's going to be fine. It's just weird. I have this kind of, just want to be at home all the time. Tomorrow is Wednesday. It's traditional that Wednesday follows a Tuesday. Don't ask me why. And I have to be at the hospital for 11 o'clock because Liz has a visit from Holy Cross, which is a care home. And they're going to be assessing her. So I have a list of questions to go through, or topics at least. And that's the one in Hazelmere, which is kind of, sort of, ish on the way home from work. Excuse me. So, it is 14 degrees. We're going to hit 27 today, apparently. I don't really have much to say. Just kind of felt obliged to do a bit to camera. It's my birthday this week, in 2 days' time, on the 27th. I will be 53 years old. Now, I'm not complaining about being 53, but for a very, very long time, before I hit 50, I predicted to myself and many others that I would die at 50 because of my lifestyle. I don't drink and I don't smoke, but I like junk food. My diet is pretty bad. I have got diabetes as a result. Believe it or not, up until my sort of late teens, well, early 20s actually, I was very, very thin as a rake, also very tall. And then, and this is no means a criticism, I moved in with my grandma and she started feeding me up, giving me lots of fried food. Yeah. And ever since then, I've been a fat bastard. Car in front of me just jumped a red light. I mean, they're temporary lights, but it's not the point, right? When pedestrian crossing, when red light shows, wait here. And you just jump the red light. I've stopped because I'm a good boy. Oh well. We're in Bramley now. I don't know if the apples are named after this place or not. Anyway, I'm 53 on Thursday. I've got a big box delivery from Lego at home, which I haven't opened yet. I'm probably going to open it on Thursday because that's my birthday present from Liz. I also have a new desk arriving. It's a uppy downy, standy uppy, city downy desk because I need the extra height. So that will give me the push, probably, to sort out the dining room. But people keep filling my weekend with things. So Saturday, I might be getting up early to do some drone filming / photography of the D-Day convoy that's leaving Milestones Museum. And then Sunday I'm going to the D-Day Museum. in Southsea in Portsmouth, which although I used to live there, I've never actually been to. So it's a bit of a D-Day themed weekend. I'll be honest with you, I kind of need my weekends to recharge, and I don't have any holidays to take, so there's a little small part of me wishes I could just do my own thing at the weekend. But anyway, whatever. Not that this is not my own thing, but just part of me gets a little bit resentful sometimes that my time gets booked up. It's like anything I have to go to regularly, I start to push back against. I used to go to a fortnightly meeting, basically / piss up at a sci-fi club in Portsmouth. And I used to start to resent that, even though I really enjoyed it. My mind is weird. My mind is weird. I don't know. I'm very contradictory. It's like, on the one hand, I don't like surprises, but on the other hand, I would be quite happy going to work today, not necessarily knowing what I'm doing. And if somebody gave me an extra task to do, be like, oh, okay, I'll do that. That'll be interesting. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of... yeah, I can't make sense of my head sometimes. Oh well. 53 years old. Never thought I'd get to 53. Not complaining, like I say. Another day's work done. One of the main challenges for me is that in order to get away at 4 o'clock, which it is now, I've got to work straight through and not be tempted to go to the toy shop or the comic shop, which is always a risk, a danger for me. I could take a break and leave at 5, but then I'm going to hit the traffic. You see, ostensibly, I'm currently working 8 until 4, so I can go and see Liz, but I'm not seeing Liz today. I'm just going home. As it is, I probably won't get home till 6. And then I'm just going to mong out on the bed. Bong out? Don't know where that came from. Because I'm knackered, because I'll have been up beyond more than 12 hours at that point, including 3 hours of driving. I'm not complaining, I'm just telling you how it is. Yeah, so I'm going to go home and just collapse on the bed, watching YouTube, probably, having let the pussycats into the garden and fed them. The house is tidy. I tidied the house yesterday, I blitzed it. Traditional Monday night blitz. And tomorrow night, I think Alice will be coming back home again. She currently spends Wednesday nights and Thursday nights at home. So I had a thought earlier today, right? And I've said this a few times. In my insane mind, part of the reason for this blog is so that people can gather this blog and all the other things I've ever written or done and assemble like a virtual me in the future, how do I know I'm not the virtual me? Maybe I am the copy, and there's going to be a copy of a copy. How do I know that's not me? Don't know anything, do I? So by the way, if you are going to be doing a virtual version of me to recreate me in the future in 1,000 million years time or whatever, there's a couple of letters I wrote to some computing game magazines. I compared Master of Orion 4. I said it was like playing Microsoft Excel but without the excitement, because it was a hell of a letdown from Master of Orion 3, which is an amazing game, one of my favourite games. And I sent this letter to both of these computing PC gaming magazines, and they both published it, which was quite funny. I also have some letters in editions of Skaro, a Doctor Who fanzine, and at least one article in an edition of Skaro. I've got some articles in some editions of Celestial Toy Room. I've got a letter in Doctor Who Collected Comics. I wrote over 100 articles for Armchair General magazine online. I think I might have a couple of little bits in the magazine itself as well. And I edited a lot of articles too. I've got over 19,000 posts on the Armchair General forums, which should give you a nice insight into my mind. Various, probably several hundred other forums and Reddits and what have yous in the universe, if you want to scrape those up as well. I've written many short stories. I've run many websites, most of which have now gone. I am, of course, the world's bestest poet, with 2 poetry books to my name. The third one has kind of stalled because of recent family events. There are 3 other books. There's Grunts, The Astounding Pizza Man, and The Astounding Pizza Man Volume 2. Obviously, there's my YouTube videos. This is just part of my YouTube videos. I've been on YouTube for nearly 20 years, but not nearly the amount of material that I'm putting out at the moment. And it's all very different and weird and probably crap. But, you know, I suppose if you want to recreate me in the future, you'd have to go and find my medical records, scrape those up from somewhere. Yeah, maybe get my viewing habits, tap my phone, whatever. The point I'm making is there's a lot of material out there if you want to recreate me as a virtual me in the future. All right? There's a lot of stuff out there, and go looking for it. Do as good a job as possible of recreating me in the future. Or, as I say, that might have happened already, and maybe I am the copy and I don't realise it. And maybe the real me was even worse / better than me. I don't know. It's you know, it's like it's like I can remember what I did this morning, right? But did I really do it? I can remember pressing the record button on my microphone here to start this vlog entry. But was I really here? I can remember doing it, but that could be an implanted memory. Who's to say that I haven't just come into being halfway through this sentence, through this word? I might not have existed before this very microsecond. And all this is just a memory of things that I think I've done before. And I can remember doing them, but did I really do them? Memory's a funny thing, right? I think I wrote a Doctor Who short story like that once. This guy could remember doing stuff, but had he really done it? It's very confusing. I'm not trying to make any kind of sense at the moment. I'm just talking absolute bollocks. And here's the other thing, right? And this is another kind of philosophical thing that I've always pondered, right? So at the moment, I think I am in my car, gripping my steering wheel, driving on the outskirts of Horsham to go home and talking to you on a vlog, on a video camera about random stuff. And I imagine that you, the viewer / listener, are sat at home and listening and watching me and perceiving what I am saying and understanding what I am saying. But how do I know that I'm really sat in a car and that I'm actually talking about the things I'm talking about? As far as you're concerned, you might be on the planet Nebulos 10 and you're listening to somebody, me, giving a lecture on military space theory, and if you communicate with me, I perceive that you're communicating with me in my perception of the world, and yet when I communicate with you, you perceive that I am communicating with you in your perception of the world, and we both think we fully understand each other, but I'm sat in a car talking to you, and you're on the planet Nebulos B listening to me talking about an invasion of a planet. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, we could, in our own little worlds, we're both right, but I'll never have a glimpse into your world, and you'll never have a glimpse into my world, because you can't be me, and I can't be you. And how do I know that the words I am saying are being perceived by you in the way that I believe I am expressing them? And how can I be sure that the words I hear from you, if you were talking to me, are the same words that come out of your mouth and are being expressed in the same way? We both appear to understand each other and interact with each other, but do we really? And we'll never know that. That's a real mind screw, right? This one's been in the back of my mind for decades now. How do I know that I'm really here and that I'm saying all this stuff, and that you're really there and you're listening and understanding all this stuff, and that you're not just saying something completely different and I'm interpreting it in the way I want to interpret it? Yeah? It goes deep, man. It really does. And I've given myself a headache now just thinking about it. I'm very, very tired. Had quite a good day at work. Got all the stuff done I wanted to get done. Hardly any bugger there. No particular reason for me to be sat at a desk an hour and a half's drive from home, because I've not interacted with anybody all day apart from online that I could have done at home. When my new desk turns up, I'm basically going to replicate. So the good thing, right, about going to the office at Horsham, the client that I work for, is that there's a nice desk and they've got big monitors and I can hook my laptop up to it. My desk at home hasn't been used for ages. It's in desperate need of replacing. It needs a clean. The equipment needs cleaning, all blah, blah, blah. When my new desk turns up, I'm going to salvage one of my old monitors, attach it to the swing arm that I've bought that arrived last night, and I'm basically going to replicate the setup that I've got in the office at Horsham. So I'll have the benefit of two screens again. I could do it now, but as I say, my old desk needs sorting out. The point being that I've really achieved nothing extra by driving to the office today. I could have done all the stuff I've done today, I could have done it at home. All the people I've interacted with or talked to or chatted to have all been on Teams, online. I've not actually spoken with anybody all day other than pleasantries and niceties. There's no reason for me to be sat there. It is good to get out of the office, don't get me wrong, and sit around and supposedly meet people, but I haven't got up from the desk all day so to go to the toilet. What have I achieved? I'm just super tired for no particular reason. Does that make sense? I mean, does what I say make sense? The concept makes no sense. Why would you do that? I just don't know. God, I'm talking an absolute load of rubbish today. I haven't turned the camera around today because I want you to look at my gorgeous face. I don't have a gorgeous face. That was obviously a joke. Anyway, I've got to go to the hospital early tomorrow for 11 o'clock for this meeting with the assessment team from this Holy Cross home care home place. And then I've got to go back home and go back to work. But at least I'll be at home. I've got a busy few days coming up. Send me a birthday present. A voucher? A card? I don't know. Probably enough for me now. I think that's going to be the end of this episode, unless something goes wrong, in which case I'll have to insert a rant after this, or just an extra bit if anything else interesting happens. But other than that, I think that's probably the end of this. All right, bye.
If you enjoy what I do here, although I can't think why, please remember to click the like button, smash that subscribe button, and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I post a new video. You might also want to check out my website, www.worldsbestestpoet.com, if you fancy a laugh.